The second test flight of SpaceX's Starship marked a significant step forward in the development of this ambitious rocket. While the flight ended in an explosion, it also showcased several improvements over the first flight. One of the most notable improvements was the flawless performance of the engines. All 33 Raptor engines on the Super Heavy booster lit up and operated flawlessly throughout the ascent phase. This was in stark contrast to the first flight, where several engines shut down or exploded. Another key improvement was the successful execution of hot staging at the 2-minute 50-second mark. This is a maneuver where the second stage of the rocket separates from the first stage while both stages are still firing. Unfortunately, during the boost back burn, several engines on the Super Heavy booster failed to ignite. This resulted in the activation of the Autonomous Flight Termination System, FTS, which caused the booster to explode. The cause of this engine reignition failure is still unknown, and I'm sure Elon will provide an update once he has enough data. Starship IFT-2, the second stage of the rocket, performed well during the ascent phase, reaching space just shy of orbit. However, it also lost many tiles during liftoff. By looking at the flight telemetry, it is suspected that it ran out of fuel and went off course, resulting in the activation of the FTS on the ship, which destroyed it. But footage captured by Astronomy Live showed the nose cone part of IFT-2 survived the detonation before blowing up during re-entry. Despite losing the vehicle to gather important data for the next stage of development, the launch pad remained relatively undamaged. Within a few hours of liftoff, SpaceX crews entered the pad and started inspection of the orbital launch mount. SpaceX has proved to those people wrong who said, "Steel plates won't work, they need a flame trench." The launch pad now looks super robust and almost indestructible. The media coverage of Starship's second flight was largely negative. Many outlets focused on the explosions, rather than the significant progress that was made. This is unfortunately a common occurrence in space flight, as the media often focuses on failures rather than successes. All they see is a rocket blowing up in the sky. They don't know what development looks like, and they don't want any development at all. All they do is write trash stories, putting up a false narrative to get clicks and monetize their story. Overall, Starship's second flight was a mixed bag. While there were some setbacks, there were also many significant improvements. SpaceX is learning from its mistakes and is steadily making progress toward developing a safe and reliable Starship.